So, we all know Sonic. He's a hedgehog. Hedgehogs don't like water, naturally, because obviously, they can't swim. But what happens when you take that water and apply a little bit of cold to it? Well, obviously, you have a recipe for a perfect Sonic level. You know, I've always loved winter levels in video games. Stuff like Shiverburn Galaxy from Mario Galaxy 2, the Snow Kingdom from Super Mario Odyssey, Shiveria, and even stuff like the Hoth level from Star Wars Battlefront. And naturally, before we got the reveal of the last two islands in Sonic Frontiers, I was really praying that we'd get a winter island in the game. But unfortunately, that didn't end up happening, and we got disappointment instead. But not to stress, because Sonic still has a lot of good winter levels. But getting back to that point, what actually makes a good winter level in a Sonic game? A good winter level really comes down to the three core aspects. First, its music. Second, how well it utilizes the winter concept. And third, is just the general enjoyment factor. While a basic winter level can still be good, a winter level that utilizes the winter concepts and expands upon them for creative level gimmicks is really what makes winter levels shine in these games. In Shiverburn Galaxy, for example, we have a mixture of ice and lava themes, which melts together for a really fun level, including skating on lava, something that you just never see in winter levels. This unique creativity that winter levels bring to the table is probably why I like them so much, and that, on top of these snow mechanics being some of my favorite to play around with video games when done well. But enough about video games in general, Lord knows that Sonic fans don't care about that. Let's get to the real stuff, Sonic the Hedgehog winter levels. So right now I'm just going to give you a brief rundown of my top 5 winter levels from basically every mainline Sonic game. So let's get started with number 5. Sonic Unleashed is a game that I've sort of flip-flopped around on in recent years, but I definitely love one thing about the game, and that's its music and atmosphere. Oh wait, that's two things. Well, whatever. And there's no level in Unleashed that better exhibits this than Coolidge. An absolutely stellar soundtrack, amazing visuals with cool set pieces like jumping off the whale, and it's really just an all-around beautiful stage. And the level itself isn't half bad either. Well, for the most part anyway. I love stuff like taking the shortcut after breaking down the wall of ice, the beginning section where you're just mowing down these huts while dodging spikes and collecting rings, running across the water, across the whale. There's a lot of running, but there is an element to this that definitely drags it down, and that's the sledding portion. I think the sledding takes up way too much of the level for me to really consider putting it anywhere above this, but I still think it's a pretty good level regardless. Just the sledding takes up a bit too much time for my taste, for a gimmick that's not really that fun, and it overshadows some of the genuinely fun platforming and boost gameplay that the stage presented.
At our number 4 spot, we have Snow Barrel Blast from Donkey Kong Country. Now, if you've played Donkey Kong Country, you know that this level is certainly a level. First of all, it's obviously a snow level, so, you know, you can see the snow everywhere. It is clear this is a snow level. I am not lying to you. This level does have snow. I would never lie to you. But what this level also has is some great, challenging level design. Sometimes it's a bit too challenging for some people, but guess what? Those people suck at this game and they don't deserve to play it. The first thing that comes to mind is the barrel part where DK and Diddy have to shoot through these barrels, and it's pretty hard to time. Like, some of these windows in which you have to press A, it's pretty short. It's challenging. But if you're good at the game, you can kind of get it done pretty easily. Or, if you really suck at the game, you could just take the secret barrel pathway where you just jump in a barrel and just shoots you past the entire annoying barrel segment. You could do that, but in my opinion, that doesn't count as beating the stage because you had to take an easy route just to beat it, alright? That doesn't count. You suck. Regardless, this level was awesome. I really liked it. The soundtrack was amazing. The level design was great. And even the bonus rooms were kind of fun to mess around with. So overall, I give this level about... I have to be a little bit fair with this one, so I think an 11 out of 10 would be a pretty fair rating. Anyways, that's our number 4 spot.
Ice Cap from Sonic Adventure rounds out at number 3. Pretty good placement all around, considering that I'm not the biggest fan of the adventure games out there, but I still really do enjoy this level. It's got some nice platforming. I like going back up the mountain instead of going down like the game wants you to do, clearly. And while the camera can get a bit janky when hopping from icicle to icicle, like it usually does in the adventure games, I still do find the platforming in this level really fun. But the problem is that about halfway through, the level switches gears completely and becomes fully snowboard heavy. Now obviously previous Sonic levels with winter themes have had snowboard sections, but I feel like it takes up just a bit too much time here. or rather a bit more platforming. Not a huge issue with the level, but it is enough to knock it down to the number 3 spot. Rounding out the number 2 spot, we have Press Garden Zone Act 2 from Sonic Mania. What an awesome game Sonic Mania turned out to be. I really love all the stages in this game, but specifically it's the new ones that really struck a chord with me. I love Mirage Saloon, I love Studiopolis, but specifically Press Garden Act 2 was really awesome. I love the idea of mixing a printing press with a snow level, and it really goes to show that when you mix a snow level with another theme, it really lets a snow level shine. Press Garden specifically brings together the neat ideas introduced in Act 1 and mixes them in with the Frozen gimmick. You can get frozen in ice and slide across the level, breaking through ice blocks you couldn't before. Platform on top of wood being chipped down for printing. Christian Whitehead and his team definitely outdid themselves here with the pixel art, the visuals, the music. This is easily the standout level in the game for me. But Press Garden still isn't the best snow level in the series. That honor goes to an all-time classic. Of course, it would come down to this. The level's so good, they just had to make it twice. Ice Cap Zone from Sonic 3 and Knuckles. As the level starts off, we're greeted with a snowboarding section. And while the other levels on the list had snowboarding sections that I consider a bit annoying, other than Press Garden, in Ice Cap here it's treated perfectly as the intro to the stage. It's just a set piece, nothing more. It doesn't take up a majority of the level, and it lets the platforming and fun gameplay speak for itself. And the visuals and music too are really impressive for the system. It's easy to see that Sonic 3 and Knuckles was basically the magnum opus of the Genesis as a whole. Another thing that Ice Cap does is utilize its gimmicks pretty well. In the second act, you're introduced to these swinging things that you have to jump on and it'll swing you upwards. In the first act, you just keep going deeper and deeper into a cave where you get to ride a big snowball, platform across falling icicles, and it's just a really good utilization of the winter concepts, which as I said before, is really all I'm looking for in a snow level. It's really easy to see why many consider this one of their favorite classic Sonic levels of all time, if not the favorite. And while it's personally not my all-time favorite, it's still an amazing level nevertheless. And that finishes off the ranking. But if you sticked around this long, why not stick around a bit further, because there's something I really need to say. I just wanted to thank all of you for making 2022 such a great year for me on this platform. I've gained about 800 subscribers, thousands of views, and it's been really fun doing this along the way. So I wanted to thank all of you for sticking by with me, and hopefully we can start off 2023 strong by hitting 1,000 subscribers. So, that's it for me, and for the final time of 2022, Deveron, signing off.